Well, the big question mark is how well would Darrell Kennedy fare in this, his first taste of basketball, official ball game anyway, on Philippine soil, and we have a scramble for the loose leather, forcing the referee to call a re-jump. The three gentlemen, incidentally, who will be patrolling this contest, acting the policeman's roles, are Dr. Ting Cruz, Robert Gamad, and Mr. Capunitan, all veteran reps.
For the jump, it's going to be between Philip Cesar and Dexter Shouse. Philip came up with a good block of the driving layup of Dexter.
Well, Philip has been assigned to Dexter Shouse. Well, he stands, well, he's about an inch or an inch and a half taller than Dexter Shouse, and certainly his wingspan is going to drive Dexter Shouse up the wall. But right now, it's Darrell Kennedy pulling off the first big steal of the ball game.
Quick hands on the part of Kennedy there on the help defense. Drive-in play for Alan Kaidik. He decides to go against a jumper.
Bernie Paviosa dances this side off a great assist from Philip Cesar.
Yes, good movement of the ball displayed there by Great Taste to get the first taste of the lead in this ball game, 2-0. Dexter Shouse playing on the outside.
Our ball game is 50 seconds old. 2-0 is the count. Ray Lazaro has to cope with Darrell Kennedy, and that's a mighty tall order, forcing him to issue a bad pass. Here comes another fast break. In it works for the dark shirts of Great Taste. The fall away by Alan Kaidik rims out into the hands of Willie Pearson.
That was a
break in the works, yes.
That was high percentage shot for Alan Kaidik, a fade away from about 8 to 10 feet, and he usually makes that. Victorino, big man, taking it from the outside and getting the first 2 points for Shell.
That medium jumper by Manny Victorino has certainly served him in good stead. All right, we've got a foul by B-Boy Abanez, and that certainly is not going to be the last on B-Boy if he is going to continue trying to shackle Darrell Kennedy.
Kennedy looks a little bit below 6'3", about 210, 215 pounds.
About that much, Dr. J. There he is. A point-blank range. He misses. Ball getting away from Abby King into the hands of Manny Victorino.
Said no practice session with the Great Taste Milk Masters. No?
Is that a fact now? You mean he came here straight from the airport?
That's right.
Well, it should be true, because nobody really expected him to play today. Here is Darrell. He dances inside. Good block by Manny Victorino. But there's a foul. No foul. I'm sorry. Clean block.
Should give some respect for the blocking ability of Manny Victorino, 6'5", quick on his feet, and good timing in that last play to come up with a block. Low post play for Kennedy. He goes over the head of Rabanes, misses his second attempt.
Hell of a way of a welcome for me, says Darrell Kennedy to Manny Victorino, as Dexter Shouse collides with Philip Cesar in midair.
And he's going to commit an offensive foul using his left hand to ward off Philip.
Well, we're seeing a lot of fine defensive duels from the locals. Inside to Darrell Kennedy. He seems to be comfortable playing with his back to the basket. Outside shot, however, did not fall. And here comes Bernie Fabiosa to Allen. Allen's rifle is still absent.
It's not cocked pretty well, that's why.
That's right.
Almost a good interception there by the Milk Masters, but Fabiosa could not control the ball from going off at the end line.
Right now, we only have about 4,000 here at the Ultra, but you can expect this to swell to capacity proportions by the time the main event comes around. Ginebra San Miguel versus San Miguel Beer. All right, here's B-Boy Abanez underneath, clobbered by a triple team.
And he's going to commit the foul in an effort to regain the ball.
Second personal for B-Boy.
You know, you're right, Joe. There are about 4,000 people, but that's pretty big for the time that we have. We have 5:05 on your watch right now.
That's right.
Many people are still in the office or on the way to the Ultra, and probably they expect a very good matches tonight, plus the fact that they want to see what this new import can, uncover for them. No?
Well, so far he hasn't come out with anything spectacular, but give him time. Here he is inside the paint. He goes up against a double team and misses again. Will appears into the right place at the right time for the defensive rebound, and Dexter Shouse just got the ball knocked out of his hands, and Great Taste will inbound.
Good asset there on the part of Fabiosa, coming in, forcing Dexter to try to spin the ball, and he loses the ball on the change of dribble pace.
Ray Lazarus keeping an eye on Philip Cesar. Kennedy setting up a pick, and he can really set up a pick, wow, with those broad shoulders of his. Philip Cesar making good use of that pick.
Very low scoring ball game at this point, only a 2-point lead. It's a 4-2 count in favor of Great Taste.
Hey, Dexter Shouse managed to squeeze his way past the baseline, but failed to find the bucket. And here comes Abby King picking up speed. Like a runaway freight train, he goes for the hoop. Instead, draws a foul from Manny Victorino.
If you caught this in our slow-mo, you can see that Abe King used his body to protect the ball from the outstretched arms of Victorino. He was expecting a possible block. And Abe, very wise, Fish for the foul. Almost had a good roll for himself. Will now take 2 from the 15-foot line.
Abe King in and out of the PBA like a yo-yo, all because of injuries. Mainly a broken nose, which had been operated on at least 3 times already.
Yes, he suffered this in the first conference. If you remember, Joe, in the finals between Great Taste and Tanduay, he was nowhere in sight. Now, it would have been a big factor for Great Taste.
Oh, definitely. Here's Dexter Shells. He goes past Philip Cesar, and Philip yields the foul readily. Only the first personal for Cesar. Ravanes will inbound from the baseline. Team foul picture shows Shell already with 4 against only 1 for Great Taste. And that's also a 4-point bubble for the Instant Milkmen, looking for win number 2 in 6 games.
Dexter can't get his shots from close range one more time around the block, as they say, and this time he gets it off the glass.
Well, it was only 2 nights ago that the Shell bubble was burst by the Coffee Kings. What psychological effect do you think that will have on them in today's ball game, Dr. J?
I don't think it's going to be a big factor because I think that even though they lost against Hills Brothers, they played a very good game, only to lose in the last minute and a half. So for them, you know, it's just a matter of continuing their ways. Although today, here in the first quarter, they're not moving as well as the way we've seen them in the past.
You're absolutely right, and that's why they're down by 4 points.
You see, it's more of an individual kind of game, no? But they are tough offensive rebounders, and Schaus gives it off to Rabanes for the easy 2 points.
Chopping down the Great Days lead to that some single basket. You're absolutely right, Dr. J. So far, the Super Buckbusters are playing it by ear. Bernie Fabiosa. The Instant Milkman settling down to a half court. They spot Alan Kaidik open. Oh, where? Oh, where has that rifle gone?
It's a very long pass, but Dexter was able to field it. Good bounce pass to Willie Pearson, easy 2 points. Willie Pearson also played very well the other night, Joe. I had the opportunity to cover that game against the Coffee Kings, and he played a very good game for the Asacor team.
He played a great game. You also did a scintillating coverage, Dr. J, with Seb Sarmenta. All right, Abe King. The ball went between his legs. Ray Lazaro. He goes to B-Boy, who continues the fluid motion all the way to the bucket.
B-Boy now has 4 points in the ball game. He has 2 personal fouls, however, and Shell takes the lead 10-8.
That was a 6-point blast by the Super Buckbusters. They're finally getting their act together. 6:25 to go. We're close to the halfway point of the first quarter. Alan Kaidik, you can expect him to make forays inside, knowing darn well that his rifle is not working well at all. Philip Cesar with a 360-degree turn produces a basket off the glass.
He also has 4 points in the ball game right now. Shell trying to push up the ball very quickly. And an interception there by Philip Cesar going to Kennedy, who's still looking for his first 2 points. Oh, what a block there by Pearson. A 3-on-2 situation, and the white shirts come out the better. And a traveling violation called on B-Boy.
All that for nothing, and we have the first timeout. We'll be right back. Only the first basket tonight for the new import of Great Taste.
He has had 6 attempts. That was his first conversion. So he's shooting about a 16% from the field right now.
Nothing to crow about, eh? All right, Dexter Schaus against Philip Cesar. Oh, Dexter seems to be off on his shooting tonight. Philip Cesar with Tote Marquez running interference and picking up the foul.
Those are bad news right now for the Asacor squad. With that foul, they would have entered, they would have had their 17th foul compared to only 1 for Great Taste.
And Leo Austria just checked in for Dexter Schaus. Well, maybe a rest on the bench will do him some good. In the meantime, Alan Kaidik drives inside. That's what we expected him to do, but he's called for traveling.
I think he was tentative for a point. At the point there, Joe, he wanted to stop and go for the jumper or give off the pass, then decided that the lane was free and continued to run without dribbling the ball.
That's right. Tote Marquez against Philip Cesar now. Manny Victorino jockeying for position. Incidentally, Manny Victorino is our 1984 Most Improved Player awardee. Crosby, the official basketball shoes of the PBA. Here's Philip Cesar. A strong move towards the basket. Good defensive job by Tote Marquez. And it's a turnover for Shell.
Very few people of that height can block Philip Cesar on a fast break play, especially when he has the first step on you. But Marquez, a high-leaping small forward, came up with a good defensive gem.
Well, you know, this Tote Marquez is running a parallel career with his brother Joey, who is now carving out a niche for himself in showbiz. Okay, another 2 points on the Shell Asacor side of the floor. We have the 3rd deadlock. No, make that the 5th deadlock.
Compliments of Manny Victorino, shooting 2 out of 3 from the field. All of his shots coming from the outside. Double team there. Good boxing out tactics against Abe, but the big small man picks up the loose ball.
All right, we have a turnover. on that ill-fated shot by Bernie Fabiosa. Manny Victorino is going to get some rest. Paul Herrera checking in along with Ray Cuenco. That's quite a revamp of the Shell squad, and we have another timeout. 3.5 minutes to go in the first quarter. It's still stalemated at 14 all. Looks like we're in for another thriller here at the Ultra. A fitting prelude for the much-awaited rematch between the two San Miguels of the league, Ginebra San Miguel and San Miguel Beer. And our principals right now are Great Taste and Shell Azucord.
Those two changes that you mentioned made by Joe Lipa is really a wonder because he takes out Victorino and Lazaro. Putting in Cuenco has been playing well, but Paul Herrera, only the third time for him to see action. He has only played 16 minutes in this conference so far, but he's given an opportunity to play as the center of the team.
Well, Joe Lipa has been pulling a lot of surprises in this conference. Nothing he does surprises me anymore.
Yes, he looks like a regular Harry Houdini, no?
You bet. Okay, here's a beautiful steal. A fast break in the works for the dark shirts, but Philip says are lost it to the baseline.
You can see that these guys have not really played with each other. Kennedy really gave a good pass, but Philip was not expecting it, so he was just a little bit late for the possible layup, no?
That's right. Willie Pearson, unerring touch from the corner, makes it a 2-point lead for Shell at 16-14.
These two guys are the principals in the exchange. Actually, Pearson from Great Taste was exchanged for Alan Kaidik, no? And they're going against each other, offense and defense.
That's right. And Darrell Kennedy keeps trying to grope for the basket. Well, give him time. Remember how...
Freeman Williams had 11 points in their first game and eventually followed that up with an 82. Of course, for Great Taste, they don't have too many games left.
No, they don't. Could it be that, well, that's him, Darrell Kennedy pulling down the rebound. Could it be that this guy came too late for the Great Taste instant milkman?
Well, of course, their fans hope that it's not too late and that he can blend with the team. Hopefully, they can come up with a victory tonight, and then eventually he can get into the groove of the team game. Couple of misses there, and an opportunity for Shell on that jumper, and it's in and out for Leo Austria.
All right, counter fast break in the works for Great Taste. Alan Kaidik works it over to Bernie Fabiosa. He goes up against Toto Marquez. Yes, sir. The little guy does it again. It's 16 all.
Bernie has 6 points in the ball game right now. He's shooting 3 out of 4 from the field for 75%. So he's the top scorer for the team right now.
That's right. And Great Taste is battling Shell on even terms, at least up to this point. We've already had 6 deadlocks. Okay, Darrell Kennedy snatches it away from the hands of Paul Herrera. Here comes Bernie Fabiosa against Toto Marquez. Inside, another suicidal drive is no good. Abi King keeps it alive. It goes to Darrell. Big Darrell from the three-point region. Oh, nothing there either. Look, Bernie Fabiosa.
He always has a good smile on his face, though, after all those misses.
He has a very, very sunny disposition. All right, jump shot by Toto is no good. Ball falling to the hands of Alan Kaidik. Here comes Darrell Kennedy. He goes to Bernie, gets it right back. Kennedy.
No offline. You can see it was offline.
And he's getting a lot of heckling and cat calls from the Shell fans.
Traveling violation called against Herrera.
Can't blame the guy. He hasn't seen too much action this conference.
With only a minute and 1 second left, we have a very poor first quarter in the offing, partner. With 16 all is the count.
We'll check it out with our chief statistician, Jokens, have shown us to whether this is a record of sorts. In the meantime, the turnaround by Darrell Kennedy. He comes up with another grin from ear to ear as somebody followed up as Abi King is going to go for a three-point opportunity.
Well, Abi King has been getting a lot of the offensive boards, and definitely his power is needed by Great Taste. Abe has the opportunity to give Great Taste a 3-point lead with 49 seconds left in the first quarter.
Abe completes his triple, and it's now 19-16. 3-point lead for Great Taste. They've already lost 5 games. 4. Well, make that 4. I'm sorry. This is only their first game in the second phase of the elimination round. And we have a foul away from the ball.
An offensive foul called against Cuenco. Now, they'll have 5 games lost if you're a clairvoyant, as you usually are. But right now, it's hard to tell because we're only in the first quarter.
And they're ahead by 3 after Jane, 19-16.
You know, one of these days, I'll give you a new job. Oh!
Hey! All right, take that, everybody out there.
He's shooting 2 out of 12 from the field, and that's only a little over 11%, partner.
He's got a fine vertical leap. 21-16 is the count. 5-point advantage now for Great Taste. Here comes Willie Pearson, banging bodies with Abi King. getting rejected by Darrell Kennedy. There's the outlet to Philip Cesar. Without even dribbling the ball, he simply sailed inside for the stretch.
Nobody does that better than Philip. Suddenly, the big burst from a 16-all count. It's a 7-point lead with only 6 seconds left here in the first quarter.
Leo Austria knows it only too well, but the ball is swiped away by Bernie Fabiosa. Great attempt, but futile by Bernie, and we'll be back with the second quarter right after this.